Whenever I'd see a prison off in the distance, I always had the exact same thought. I don't know what caused those people to end up in there, but thank God that they are in there and I'm out here. And then I think one day God opened up my eyes to a whole new world when 3 of my closest friends ended up in that place. And I just realized that prisons are filled with the exact same people that I hang out with. And at any point in time that could have been me, that the only difference between them and me was that they got caught and I didn't. The stereotypical view of prison is walking down a hallway and it's just full of cells and there's people in there screaming, yelling, spitting at you. And really what I found after I visited my first prison, that these are just people. I mean, people who've made mistakes, people who need help, who need hope, people who need the kind of life change that really only God can bring. And I began to wonder, what if God showed up? I mean, really showed up in our prisons. That's what God Behind Bars is all about. Unleashing God's grace on people in prison. And it is absolutely amazing to see. Very first service that we started was at Florence McClure Women's Correctional Center, and we opened up the doors not expecting anything really, and what God had moved into that room was 300 seats, and literally our very first service, all 300 of those seats were filled to where we had to turn people away at the doors. And even to this date, a year and a half later, all those chairs are filled. I mean, they're truly excited and truly have a passion to be there every single weekend.
The first time I experienced God Behind Bars in actuality, like going inside the prison, I mean, it was unbelievable. I wasn't ready for it. Once the music started, it was loud, and they were singing so loud from their hearts, and they're really there for the right reasons. And that's so inspiring to see these individuals worshiping God from their hearts with no regard anymore for the things of this world, and just to have their hearts open to Him. It really challenged me at multiple layers. I went to challenge them, I got challenged, and it was great.
The response at our second campus, we wondered, is this going to reproduce as we launch in other prisons? And we launch in Custer County, Oklahoma. Since week 1, we've had 98% of the prison attend this church service. In fact, it's had such an impact, the warden told us that he can see the demeanor in the inmates changing every single day, that it's truly, truly changing the culture of the prison. And now some people might think, man, that's great for the prison system. It's nice to hear that all those people in there are having their lives changed. But what most people don't realize is that 9 out of 10 of these people are going to be released into society again. And so what happens in prison doesn't just change prisons, it actually changes our community. So if we start in prison before they're released into our community, we can have them come out as Christ followers instead of better criminals. God Behind Bars doesn't just stop at the spiritual component. We don't just introduce inmates to Christ. We actually walk with them as Christ followers. Now that's meeting them at the gate. That's providing them a fresh start kit that gets them through their physical needs, reconnecting them with their families, plugging them into churches, which is a healthy network of people who get to surround them and motivate them to do right. And that's what we're really all about, is not just setting a prisoner free, but actually setting them as people free. I really feel that this is a movement whose time has come. The prisoners are ready, God is ready. The biggest question that we got to ask ourselves is, are we ready? Are we ready to move? God has opened the door and shown us the light, and it's all about us stepping through and taking charge on a society that's been forgotten, a society that doesn't even want to be remembered. These people are crying out for a second chance. They just want to be given a second chance at life. And I think if God can give them a second chance, then we need to be able to give them a second chance.